Well, ladies and gentlemen, after the long-awaited wait, the time has come for me to finally meet with my oncologist here on Guam. Hopefully, he or she, because I don't know yet, will allow me to record. So, let's go. Yo, what's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Khalifa Saad, and I'm back with another video. As I mentioned in the intro, today will be my first oncology appointment here on Guam. I just pulled up at GRMC, which is Guam Medical Regional Center, or whatever it is. But according to my oncologist in Hawaii, they have a really good program here, which is why I elected to come back here to have my treatment done so that I can be around my teammates and have some type of support system. Vice doing it out in Hawaii. But it baffles me why it took so long for me to get this appointment. We're going on about 3 weeks right now. I know it may not seem like it by the way the videos have been stacked up, but we're looking at about 3 weeks right now since I arrived from Hawaii. So it's taken that long to get me in. Now, mind you, I had to basically show my ass to get the appointment that I have today. Initially, I was scheduled for another week and a half out. And I told him, look, that shit's not going to fucking work. You need to get me in sooner than later. Because I can literally feel the tumor growing. And I can hear it in my voice when I talk. So, we need to get this treatment started. Anyway, I'm about to go in here to the house into my appointment right now. Don't know if I'll be able to record. I'll ask for permission. If I can record it, I'll record it. If not, then I'll just update you guys after the appointment's done. But whisper a prayer and let's get going. Well, we made it to where we're supposed to be, but as usual, I'm early as hell. My appointment's not for like another 45 minutes. But that's paperwork I'm sure that I need to fill out prior to. So we get all this stuff taken care of, and then we'll meet with the doctor. Like I said, I have to request permission from the doctor to record. As long as I'm able to record, then you guys will get the words from her mouth, not mine. But if not, then I'll brief you guys on the back end on what the plan is. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to get this started ASAP. If possible, next week. But yeah, I know it's going to be a long, rough road, but I'm ready to travel it and get over it. So you guys just stay tuned. I'll find out whether or not I can record while I'm with the oncologist, and we'll go from there. All right, so we finally finished filling out all of the paperwork. It took maybe 20 minutes to fill out the paperwork because there's so much paperwork being that this is my first time being a patient here. And then they brought me back into the, I had checked my vitals and everything else, but now I'm in a waiting room waiting to see the oncologist. Still don't know if I can record the interaction yet. We'll see shortly once she gets in here. I'll ask her, of course, off camera, and then I didn't even realize what that said. But ask her off camera first, and if she says yes, then I'll record the interaction so you guys will understand and see what's going on. Like I said, I'm hoping my treatment starts sooner than later, because I don't need any more appointments unless it's an appointment to start treatment. That's the only appointment I want to see next. But I think that's what it is. I think, she had to review what was done at Tripler and come up with a game plan based off all of the notes that were provided from the oncology team there to determine what the next course of action is going to be, which, as I've already informed you guys, it's going to be radiation therapy and chemotherapy. The chemotherapy, I want to say, is weekly, and the radiation, I think, is daily for like 8 weeks. I'm just ready to get it done and over with, because I can really feel the tumor in my throat now, and it's changing my voice. The sound of my voice is very nasally right now. It's always been a little raspy, but this nasally shit sucks. But anyway, I will cut you guys back on once she comes in, if I get permission to record. So you guys just stay tuned and ride us out with your boy. So yes, I can document it. And this is my beautiful doctor right here. I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, so it works really well.
Okay.
It works really well. And so, at least it's kind of intense in the sense that it's very concentrated, like all the treatment's concentrated into one time period.
Mm-hmm.
But then what's nice is that it's relatively short, as treatments go, and then you're pretty much done. So it's not like this really long, drawn out, treatment. So some are, but this is not. So, basically, it's a pretty standard thing. We give a chemo drug once a week.
Okay.
And what's nice with the chemo part is that it's like it's very small doses of one drug.
Okay.
So side effects from chemo are pretty relatively, small. Most of the side effects are really from the radiation part of it, because radiation is going to be, focusing in on the mass, of course, and the neck, and then he's also going to cover kind of a general area just in case there's anything escaped, like in the surrounding region that we can't see on the PET scan, microscopically.
Okay.
And so what that means for you is, because this is kind of like throat basically and neck, swallowing, tenderness, like kind of burning in the throat, like maybe you have a really bad throat infection, or it's just that all those symptoms, because you're kind of burning inside the throat essentially. They're temporary side effects, so it's not going to be long term. But while you're getting the treatment, the hardest thing I think is just staying hydrated and making sure that you're taking in your nutrition and everything.
Okay.
Because of all those, because it'll start to feel like, it's uncomfortable when I swallow, like it's a little burny, most of the time what patients do is they do a lot of gargling, a lot of swishing, with saltwater, baking soda. We have a magic mouthwash, just things to keep it like at least calm down. And just do the best you can. If you have to use pain medications, we can give you those, all that kind of stuff. So the other thing is, like for example, if you and it does mount up. So in the beginning you'll be like, oh, this is like nothing, whatever. Like it's not even a big deal. But then as it keeps going, it's an accumulative effect. So all of a sudden you get a couple weeks in and you're like, actually, this is kind of, this kind of sucks now, but at that point you're kind of like halfway or more than that done. So, it's like, I just need to get to the end of this. And, but we can give you IV fluids. So like if you're having trouble drinking, we can schedule like IV fluids and electrolytes and stuff to help you feel better like during the week.
Okay.
The types of medications that you may need, if you do experience any nausea or, like I said, pain or anything, those are things that, we have good medications for. Things like fatigue, just feeling tired, wiped out and all that, that's just going to be, you're definitely going to have that. Like you're going to be tired more than your norm. You'll want to rest. You'll want to just take it easy kind of thing. Because your treatment with the radiation is every day.
Okay.
So it's 5 days a week, weekends off. But, I mean, coming in every day radiation once a week, the chemo. So, like, that time period, which it lasts about anywhere from 5 or more weeks. So it could be up to 6 or 7 weeks even, depending on Dr. Al's treatment plan. But during that time, it's probably good to just be, not doing a lot of other stuff.
Okay. So you don't recommend that I continue to work?
You can try it. Okay. But if you have PTO, or if you have
plenty of
sick or whatever, it's just nice to not have to worry about, because there's so much you have to worry about, taking care of yourself and getting enough rest and getting enough nutrition and doing your gargling, and it's like, it's better to have that time to just be on top of all those things so that you're not thinking about other stuff that you have to do.
Right.
Because it's kind of it's an intense schedule in a certain way, because you have your radiation every day and then your chemo, and it keeps coming up every week. So every week we check your blood count, so we get a lab, make sure all the counts and everything, liver and kidneys are all okay.
Okay.
One thing to be aware of with the drug that we're giving, which is called cisplatin, it's a cisplatin drug, is that in very few people, it can cause ringing in the ear, tinnitus.
I don't have tinnitus anyway. So
you have it, ringing in the ear? Yeah. So just monitor how intense it is right now. If it starts to ramp up, like get more intense, then we should, be aware of that, because we don't want to cause situation with permanent worsening of the tinnitus. So that's an annoying thing to have in the first place.
Yeah, it is.
So like, we'll try and not make that worse. Some people will experience some tingling and kind of like tingling sensation in the extremities from the treatment. We have to monitor for that, make sure that, if you have it, it's mild. Generally, if it's mild, it'll reverse. If it gets to the point where it's like completely numb on your hand, and then we need to, change the treatment or like decrease the dose or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how are your veins generally?
As far as...
Are they easy to access?
No.
No? Okay.
They're very, well,
if
you're trying to get into my arm,
yeah,
they're difficult.
Is it hard to get a line?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Shoot, okay. So we have two options here. Three options. We can either try and find a line every time, which may not be successful, may be okay, I don't know, depends on the skill of the person and and the luck a little bit, I guess. But may cause some issues. Um, Otherwise, we have two different kinds of lines that are temporary lines that are in during the treatment, but they sit in you during the treatment. So like they don't come out.
Okay.
And then they come out after you're done. So one of them is a type that sits in your arm. So it's like a peripheral IV, but instead of being just in the peripheral vein, they use an ultrasound and they kind of thread it up into the central vein. So it just sits there. It sits there like a catheter. And there's a little tiny piece that sticks out, which is the access.
Yeah.
And you have to basically, the nurses do it for you because you're here every week anyway, but they do the dressing change and they just make sure it's like covered and clean and everything. That's called a PICC line, so we can do that. The nice thing there is that it's not really an incision, right? It's just like a big peripheral line.
Yeah.
So when you pull it out, there's nothing open or anything. The other one is called a port access, and that one they actually have to make an incision in the chest wall. Pros and cons there. That one's covered with skin, so nothing's sticking out. But then again, it is an incision, and they have to like insert, this port, and it's inserted under the skin, so it's like a little implant underneath the skin. So those are kind of the two line options that we have. Are you feeling like you have a preference towards one?
No. I would prefer to see if someone can actually stick the vein.
Okay.
Because
we'll
I've had nurses who can hit
it
every time.
All right.
But then I've had some that they would have to go.
Well, there's some really good nurses here, so let's see how we do.
Okay.
If it's a really big issue, first cycle comes and it's like they're sitting there for an hour trying to get a line or something like that, then we can think about something like that. But yeah, we'll definitely give it a shot because you can do this whole treatment peripheral. Like it's not contraindicated or anything. It's not dangerous, It's just more of like getting the actual line. So, but yeah, that's basically the summary of it. So I would be referring you to Dr. Al, who's the radiation. He's right across the hall.
Okay.
So you'd be like right here, in this.
As a matter of fact, he's across.
Yeah.
I need to talk to I got a phone call yesterday.
Oh, did you? Okay.
With a referral.
Oh.
To schedule an appointment with radiology.
So probably you should just go and talk to them. They're really nice, yeah, and they get people in pretty fast. So, I actually just showed him all this, just we were talking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna be good treatment." Yeah, so he was confident about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we just have to, take everything as it goes and continuously monitoring your symptoms, seeing what you need, and how to manage all of it, whatever comes up. That's kind of how we do that. But give you some things ahead of time, like the mouthwash and the nausea med, and see if you need anything additionally or whatnot. One thing to note is that the drugs that you get, they're called pre-meds. We give you pre-meds before your chemo. Those can cause some constipation. So just kind of an FYI on that.
Okay.
So if you notice that you're not going to the bathroom for a couple of days after your treatment, it's better to just day 2, just start a laxative or just, so it's not so tied up for days. Yeah, because that'll make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, yeah, so, yeah. And I think and then, we go through with the treatment and then at around generally 3 months or, a little after 3 months, somewhere there, generally that's the time that we repeat one of these scans, the PET scan.
Okay.
So the PET scan post about 3 to 4 months post-treatment. That tells us, is there a complete response? There should be no really much activity on the PET scan at that point.
Okay.
If there is any residual activity, depending on how significant that is, sometimes you can see some post-treatment inflammation, but as long as the activity is going down, certain instances we may repeat that scan one more time just to make sure that it all goes away, 6 months or something. But usually if you have your initial PET scan, everything looks totally good and non-active, then we just monitor with regular CTs and things, yeah.
Okay. Now that PET scan will have to take place at Tripler again?
Yes, because your insurance doesn't allow Philippines. Doesn't
Okay.
cover Philippines. Yeah.
Actually, does it? I think the VA does.
It does?
I think so. I'll look into it.
Look into it, because I know they were like looking to change that, and they were
Because I know some veterans go to what is it, St. Luke's?
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, they're not paying cash or anything. Like that.
That I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I have to look into it.
It is more convenient, for sure. So,
yeah.
Question with the PET scan. Did they give you a disc to go home with?
No, she did not
didn't?
give me a
Okay.
disc.
That's okay. So, that's just, I guess that's just one thing, whereas that, when you do PET scan in two different places, they don't see the prior image.
Oh,
that sometimes makes it a little bit like, oh, what am I comparing it to? You know what I mean?
Now I could reach out to Dr. Anderson, and I'm sure I can.
If they could send you the disc, then St. Luke's, like if you did get your PET scan there, they could upload that disc and then look at the prior PET scan.
Okay, I'll reach out to Dr. Anderson in Hawaii and ask her for.
Okay, they could probably send it to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that'd be helpful. So that's basically what we're doing.
All right. So how soon are we starting?
I would say next
week.
1 to 2 weeks maximum.
Can we start next week?
We'll try. Yeah. We just have to. Well, your insurance actually is really good because I don't think we have to get any prior auths for your insurance. I think it's the way the VA usually does it, how's it called, like a blanket approval type thing, right? So that'll make it, because that's usually the 1 week delay is the prior auth, know? So probably could actually.
As a matter of fact, I have an appointment with them tomorrow, so I'll let them know that we're trying to start next week.
Yeah, we could probably do that because there's no insurance issue. So, and cisplatin we have in stock all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'll do is once we have confirmation for radiation start date, usually our start date is the same day.
Okay.
So you would be getting your chemo that morning and then your radiation.
Now for the radiation, do you guys have to build the mask?
I believe they do. Yeah.
So that takes like 7 to 10 business days?
No, it's fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like they make your mold and I think it like dries overnight or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's even better.
Yeah. Because it's some sort of material that they can mold to your head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I think it was because Tripler didn't do it in-house. They had to send it out. They said
Was that right?
It would be 7 to 10 business days for that.
Oh, interesting.
So I mean, if you guys do it in-house and it can be done within a day or two, then that makes it even better.
Yeah.
I'm ready to start as soon as you guys are ready.
Yes. Good. I'm glad. Yeah. Do you need anything for like work purposes? Do you need any documentation?
My supervisor, everybody already knows what the situation is.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's why I elected to come back here to have my treatment done vice doing it in Hawaii because I have a support network here.
That's way important. It's really important.
So that was my main objective.
Yes. Yeah. So you have people in your house then that can help you.
Well, not in the house, but
around.
Around. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Good. Yeah. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we are done for now. After I finished speaking with the oncologist, I was actually able to go over to radiology and schedule an appointment with radiology. So the plan is actually for us to start treatment next week. Now, initially, I don't know if I was recording when she said it. She was like, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And I was like, no, I want to start ASAP. can we start next week? And her response was, yes, we can start next week. So, I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping we can start next week. And then with radiology, they have to make a mask to protect the areas that aren't getting radiated. And according to her, it should only take 2 days. I won't know for sure until I talk to radiology next week. But I know at Tripler, because they don't do it in-house, they have to send it out. So it takes about 7 to 10 business days. But if they can do it in-house here and get my mask taken care of and start me on radiation sooner than later, yeah, because the chemo is only once a week. The radiation is daily. So, yeah, that's the plan. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update. Since we're done with the appointment for now, we'll be back here next week to start our treatment, hopefully, as long as everything gets scheduled. Either way, I got to come back next week for radiology. And I think they're going to do the mask thing. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. I just know we need to get this shit started. So anyway, there is a positive. But this has been your boy Khalifa Saad. Check it out with another video. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Click the post notification bell, turn it to all so that you know when I drop a new video. With that, we're out. Rah.
We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who?